Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sunrider Liberation Day. Or actually, in this case, welcome to Return. The side chapter is something additional bullshit that they added on, and yeah. Oh, hello, Return After Story. An alternate universe retelling of the main story where Kato Shields mysteriously wakes up 3 days before the Liberation Day massacre, somehow aware of who will betray him. Armed with the knowledge of the future, he embarks on a desperate race against time to change the bleak future. But will he successfully rewrite the past, or will the story end with his bloody death? Oh, that's a lot of endings. Great, okay, fun. Alright. Let's jump right into this shit. From the moment humanity began to unravel the mysteries of quantum theory, scientists and emperors alike became obsessed with a singular technology. During the search for this holy grail, countless other findings which would come to greatly aid and terrorize humanity were discovered. The warp drive, warheads which could level entire continents, faster-than-light communications, even a massive doomsday weapon which could extinguish entire stars, the paradox core. But all those powers were irrelevant next to what would be possible with the Holy Grail, a time machine. Also eternal life, if you choose correctly. In its most simple application, one could undo past mistakes. If an action ended up causing an adverse reaction later in time, one could simply travel to before when the action is made and react differently, with the benefit of hindsight, which is 20/20. The full implications of such a device were still far from... the full implications of such a device were still far more awesome. Kind of tripped me up when I... One could stop aging, freeze time for everyone else but oneself, and perform an unlimited number of actions while everyone else is frozen. Oh, let's get naughty with this, shall we? No. Translocate other people and objects anywhere at any time. Become older, become younger. Given an infinite amount of time, one could become anyone and accomplish anything. By no exaggeration, someone with a time machine would not be a human but a god. Oh, great. Alice Ashada pondered those thoughts as she walked the diode cloning facility. Her steps took her to a familiar location, her old office. Papers were piled high, and her XO was still giving her hell about filling them out. Oh, that's me. So even this detail has been recreated exactly as before. Oh, she's aware of the time shift? That's interesting. It was here, where for the mere sliver of a second, she brushed her fingers against that almighty power. The Paradox Project. The galaxy's greatest and most dangerous minds had gathered here in the furthest corner of the galaxy to finally attain what had eluded humanity for so long. They were exiled Alliance researchers and new Imperial scientists deemed too dangerous for even the tyrants of New Eden. But attempt after attempt, year after year, they had failed to produce results. Computations done through their best supercomputers and artificial intelligences failed to yield breakthroughs. It was then when they realized such knowledge was beyond the comprehension of mere humans. They needed to create a new race, capable of thought processes beyond the capacity of even the most gifted Homo sapiens. First, a prototype was created, Alice Ashada. Oh, you were the rough draft, the prototype. Okay. They watched her, raised her as one of their own, even gave her the surname of the director of the Paradox Project, who assumed the role of her father. He did a good job, fucking didn't he? But it was all a lie. Humans created me for their own ends, and tossed me away the moment I fulfilled my use. The prototype produced some promising results. Accomplishing what supercomputers and the galaxy's best minds could not, Alice successfully translocated molecules by fractions of a second. A breakthrough produced even before the artificial girl had turned 16. Using the lessons learned from the prototype, the Alpha was finally created. Alice's teeth clenched. Those scum created my sister and I just so we could be tools in their search to become gods. But I stopped their plans, and with my crazy eyes, I saved the both of us. The prototype proved far more difficult to control than her creators believed. She accidentally discovered the truth of her existence. Her belief that she was a normal human girl who lived with her caring parents in a research station was shattered that day, the first of the many pieces of her sanity which would break following that day. was here when I struck down my father with my very hands. What else could I do? It was merely a test run. They were going to toss me away like an obsolete machine. I had no choice. I was going to rescue my sister and escape this prison. But Alice's life did not have such a happy conclusion. Oh, that's a happy conclusion, isn't it? Well, I suppose as opposed to being tossed out like yesterday's newspaper. Oh, hello, Gothic Lolita. You just phased my sister. Alpha's voice disturbed Alice. Her younger sister approached her. Alpha touched Alice's eye with her index finger. A single droplet of tear ran down her finger as she wiped Alice's eye. Your thoughts, they are bleak. Alice turned around, putting her back to her sister. She closed off her mind so her younger sister would not see the depths of her madness. Oh, the depths of her evil. Why do you retreat to the abyss so? Soon we shall control all of humanity under our grasp. We will rule those who sought to control us. Our spy continues to make great inroads into controlling the would-be savior of humanity, the mighty Captain Shields. If he continues to follow our plan, then both the Alliance and Pact will unify, and when the Eben fleet arrives, he will rally the galaxy against humanity's greatest threat. As a result of that conflict, he will become not merely captain, but something far more powerful. Oh, and if only you don't fuck it up, dear sister, and ruin humanity's best hope for survival. That would be a shame, wouldn't it? Indeed. And with his greatest love, our proxy controlling him, we will rule the galaxy from the shadows, constantly leading him down the path we desire. Such is our destiny, no? We were created to be greater than them. No. Human filth. Savages. The galaxy would do better if every last trace of them were wiped from existence. Suddenly, Alpha embraced her sister from behind. Not commenting. It will not be long, my sister. You have suffered, but I seek to create a universe where we can finally be safe. Yes, a galaxy where we can be safe. Alice stiffly touched her sister's hand. I will go and create that. I don't fucking believe you bitch. This is the only way. My sister is yet naive. She does not understand the threat the humans pose. Alice took her sister's arms off her and walked away by herself. I will return to the front lines, and I am taking that with me. That accursed machine. I will need her for what is to come. Be safe, my sister. I shall return, and when I do, the galaxy shall have changed. That's that fucking cocky, coy-looking smirk out there. With that, Alice's shadow walked into the shadows. Shields tossed and turned in his sleep. Vivid images flashed in his mind. This was different from the other nightmares. The ones he would have of blood-soaked faces and on guess, where the young girl would die again and again. He would see her pick up the knife every time, but despite knowing what was going to happen, his body would be paralyzed. Then her face would morph into his sister. Murray, you killed me. No. Tonight's nightmare was different. Oh, Chitaba. Also, I'm hoping, by the way, as a side note, that I've got the audio levels balanced a bit better. In the final episode, I noticed, the final episode of Liberation Day's primary storyline, that the music was really quiet. And I hadn't noticed that when I was doing my test recording because, well, honestly, I typically do it, to do the sound tests to the opening, the intro theme as the average, I guess, in a sense, since that's a really loud track. I wasn't aware of just how much louder it was than the rest of the in-game music. It's much louder. So even though it sounded fine compared to that, the rest of the in-game soundtrack was much, much quieter. So hopefully this is going to be a bit more of an equal balance. Images flashed by, too quick to decipher, but Something horrible had happened. No, will happen. He was going to make a horrible mistake. He was going to pick the wrong waifu. And ruin his... No, I'm not just... Suddenly he jolted awake. Exclamation mark! I occasionally yell that as well when I wake up. Exclamation mark! He realized he was in his bed. He shook his head, relieved he was just having a nightmare. Swank little kitchen he's got there. Ellipses. Wait a minute. He felt someone sleeping beside him. What the hell? This music, I missed it, yes, but here's the thing. After everything I've just gone through with Liberation Day, and the massacre, the blood, the screaming, the horror, the pain, the fire, and the betrayal, it's just kind of jarring. I'm not sure to think. Anyway, Shield spun around and pulled the cover off his bed, revealing a certain pink-haired doctor nestled up next to him. Okay. Yeah, have a seizure, that helps. Shield leaped out of his bed and stood upright as a steel rod. Are you the only thing about just standing still, Kato Shields? Eyeing Claude with outrage. I would too, and also with a gun. Certainly he had known the ship's doctor would go to any lengths to molest him. He's finally fucking getting it. I don't remember if he's ever actually come to that necessary conclusion before with the whole rape/molest thing she does. But to actually break into his quarters after hours? Besides, his room was locked with the strongest encryption protocol on board the ship. Ikari had seen to it that his door would not be broken into ever again. Just how did this buffoon of a doctor get in here? Ikari did it. Because obviously she would never want to get into your room, but buck up. Right. For a moment, he tried to recall if he had been drinking heavily in the mess hall before arriving at his quarters. Not even I have. No doubt this lecherous doctor would have used such a lapse in his defenses to latch onto him into his bedside. Latch onto him into his bed... Alright, sure. Thankfully, he recalled that he had merely been filling out paperwork the whole night, before finally deciding he had had enough and resigning himself to listening to Ava's lectures in the morning. Sorry about that brief interruption. Okay. The game and it just went. Claude opened her eyes with a yawn. I'll admit, I'm actually kind of impressed. It's very good, Claude. You learned how to molest me while in bed while not taking off all your clothes. Or, that's also not doing it right. I don't know whether to applaud her or actually scold her for that. I'm not going to see it or anything. Babaka. Good morning. Good morning. How did you bypass security to get in here? Ara. Oh, shut up. Claude stepped from the bed, her hair a mess. Oh, yeah, it's a real mess. Such a pitiful sight, Captain, looking at your sleep-deprived face every day. As a ship doctor, I had to do something to remedy your sleep disorder. Stat. You drugged me, you bitch. At least that's what she's claiming. We know that she's God, actually. Of course, the best remedy would be a contented deep sleep after pounding your... No. Of course, the best remedy would be a contented deep sleep after pounding your white-hot vanguard into the woman of your dreams until I, Claude Trillia, stepped up the task. Sa, yes, sa. Oh, fuck. Ever since I learned that she was an omnipotent deity, I still don't like her. But I like her a lot now, actually. She's really funny. You can use this body in however manner you desire. Your acting medical officer is ready to serve under, above, in front of, and behind your captain. Behind me? No. No. I mean, sure. What? Yes. I mean, no. Shield rubbed his face in irritation, the conversation obviously not going anywhere. You expect it to? As opposed to into your pants. Hey, cut it out. I'm asking you to tell me what you're doing here. Well, I'm sure it'll become clear soon enough. What? As if on cue, Shields heard the door to his cabin open. The hell? He quietly knelt down beside his bed. If there was another intruder in his office, then it would mean that the security protocols on his door had failed entirely. He still had bad memories of what happened the last time someone had broken into his room, and it wasn't about to take any chances this time. He quietly reached into his closet and withdrew a concealed pistol. He signaled to Claude to hide behind him. Don't give her ideas. Shield's grimace when Claude gripped onto him from behind, her massive boobs leaving 2 impressions on his back. Jesus Christ, these things are big, aren't they, though? She whispered into his ear. Captain, actually, the gun won't be necessary. How do you know that? Because... Suddenly, Shields heard Chigara's voice upstairs. Chigara? What was she doing in his office this time? Granted, someone as talented as her could easily crack Hikari's security protocols, but why would she... Suddenly, he felt something tear through his psyche, as if a bullet had just gone through his temple. Chigara, she... What he saw next completely shattered the remaining bits of his mind. Come on, before the commander sees us. It was him! His Infernal Majesty, now. Shields watched, his jaws agape, as his identical clone took Chigara's hand and plopped on top of his lap on his desk. What was going on? And with that, I'm going to end episode 1 of Return. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.